We're hearing a lot these days about supply chain disruptions and delays in getting things from around the world. I've been waiting since April for the delivery of 2 chairs that I bought for my home, and the supplier has recently said that they can't tell me, they can't even estimate when I'm going to receive them. So clearly something wrong. But let's think about what's wrong for a moment. One thing to keep in mind is that American trade policy for the last 30 years, since at least the signature of the NAFTA agreement in 1993, has been about efficiency. It's been about enabling American industry to produce as efficiently as possible in order to reduce costs, in order to compete on price with competitors around the world, and to provide the consumer the best possible product at the lowest possible price. So that's different from resiliency. And what we're seeing is that our supply chains are so focused on efficiency, keeping inventories small, keeping production in the lowest cost area and bringing things together for assembly in other low cost areas and bringing them to the United States for final assembly or whatever, that efficiency has reached the point where a disruption like the pandemic or a disruption like shortages of labor in the United States economy can produce supply disruptions because the supply chain is not resilient. But we have to be realistic. Resilience costs money. And if we want to make a policy that makes the supply chain more resilient, we're going to have to get ready for the thought that we're going to be paying more for things. And that's important not only because you and I pay more for things, but because American industry becomes less competitive on the global marketplace. And we have to be realistic about what it takes to sustain the level of prosperity that we enjoy in this country, which in part requires selling products around the world and not just to Americans.